All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces.
Chad is a country that's to the west of Sudan, to the east of Cameroon, and south of Libya. It is landlocked, and the nearest port to service the country is 2,500 kilometres away. Because of conflict in both Chad and Sudan, there are now over 450,000 people in refugee camps and IDP sites along the Chad-Sudanese border.
Tomorrow, and I find it kind of funny, I find it kind of sad.
It's by everyone working together, people from Sudan, people from Chad, people from the European Union, the United Nations, people who will be taking over from the European Union force in 12 months' time. It's by we all working together, it's only then that we can really start the real work. People are in the IDP sites because of armed bandits and interethnic violence. The World Food Programme is providing food for those in the refugee camps and the IDP sites. It must have 6 months' supply of food available in the camps and sites prior to the rainy season. Donor contributions are urgently required.
We have had a number of incidents in the East that affect directly our operations in terms of our own supply routes. Our convoys have been attacked several times. This has affected, obviously, the way in which food is pre-positioned in the camps, and also how food is delivered to the various other programs that we have. If European Union, through political channels or U4 on the military side, work in unison to make sure that the more security is brought about in that general area, that will immediately have several positive effects. The first one, of course, is to make people feel secure. And if people feel secure, at least we know one group of beneficiaries, the IDPs, will also feel secure enough to start thinking of going back to their places of origin. We need to front load all of our assistance prior to the rainy season and make sure that these supplies are effectively close to the camp or in the camp before the rainy season starts. And in order to do that, we need the resource at least a year in advance.
What we're looking at right now is to move approximately 58,000 tons from now on till the 30th of June, which will cover May distributions and onwards to November.
Less than 20% of children attend school in Chad. It is estimated that between 7,000 and 10,000 children are considered to be child soldiers because they see no other way of life. There are only 2 universities for a country which has a population of 9.5 million. The way forward is for the government to put money into education and not into arms.
We have to start at the grassroots level if we want to change the situation. You have to try to develop a new
Way of thinking.
Yes, way of thinking among the Chadian people. And if you want to succeed in this, don't do it with the current generation. You have to start with the small kids.
Hello, teacher, tell me what's my lesson.
The leadership in the country, in any country, has to come from within. I firmly believe that people like you can give that kind of leadership.
So this project has developed an action plan for the introduction of human rights education in the curricula of primaries and secondary schools, so that the young generation can behave differently, can solve differently their problems. Kipling used to say that there is no greater evil than ignorance. Unfortunately, in our countries, education should be the priority.
Absolutely.
But everything in our countries is a priority. Everything. If you can assist in introducing human rights education, culture of peace education in the university in Abeshe, I think it would have helped this country a lot.
The UN Security Council Resolution 1778 created two entities, U4 and MINERCAT. Both can be regarded as sister institutions. U4's objective is the establishment of a safe and secure environment that is self-sustaining without the support of an international military presence. It is important that there is a clear distinction between U4 and the French military operation. MINERCAT's role is to set up and train a police force for Chad. In N'Djamena, the capital of Chad, the political situation is extremely complex. There are many different political groups within the National Assembly, and the Deby administration does not enjoy the support of the vast majority of the people in the country.
To really understand the situation that is unfolding in Chad, I think we have to go back to some decades ago. This is a very huge country, more than 1,200,000 square kilometers, with a lot of ethnic groups. If you go from the south to the north, the difference is very clear, not only physically speaking, but in the habits and the customs of the people in these two regions.
Et toutes ces populations du Nord qui ont le pouvoir représentent au grand maximum 15% de la population. L'ethnie du président Déby, et qui est aussi celle d'Erdimi, le rebelle, ça représente 2 à 3% de la population. L'ethnie des Goranes, de Nouri, c'est à peu près 5% de la population. Alors que la plus grande partie de la population, et là où il y a aussi toute l'économie, le pétrole et autres, c'est dans le sud du pays, qui représente 80% de la population, et qui donc ne sont pas dans le jeu institutionnel.
The National Assembly was one of the buildings which was damaged in the rebel offensive on the 2nd of February 2008.
Vous êtes aujourd'hui à l'Assemblée nationale, qui est le siège de la représentation nationale, donc représentant toute la population du Tchad. Vous aurez l'occasion de faire un tour pour voir l'ampleur des dégâts causés. Tout à l'heure, j'ai parlé de la commission d'enquête que je préside. Nous allons reprendre tous les textes et nous allons être opérationnels bientôt.
Unless the rebel groups are brought into the political process, they will continue to try and overthrow the Deby administration. For us to convince the European community to stay involved and giving assistance in Chad, there has to be evidence of some political movement which will bring on board the people that are involved in the opposition parties.
Il y a chez nous, je ne sais pas s'ils le connaissent, on a des hommes en armes. Ce qu'on appelle les politico-militaires qui sont entretenus par le Soudan. Ceux aussi, il faut les amener dans le processus électoral. Le souhait du Tchad, c'est quoi? C'est que toute la légalité soit d'un côté face à l'illégalité. C'est-à-dire le gouvernement, la société civile, les partis politiques, majorité et opposition ensemble face aux autres pour leur dire jetez les armes, venez avec nous, on va renforcer notre état de droit et de démocratie.
You talk about, getting and hopefully trying to include political opposition if they disarm. But of course, I think they would like to see a cross-disarmament policy also coming from the government, so that perhaps the government wouldn't be investing in arms to the same degree that they are doing.
They raised very serious concerns about Mr. Sally and about the fact that he's now missing since the 3rd or 4th of February. And I'm just wondering what efforts have been made to identify what were the circumstances of his disappearance, and as regards why no progress has been made in relation to identifying where he now is.
Il y a beaucoup de disparitions après les derniers événements, dans l'opposition comme dans la majorité. Moi, je ne veux pas me prononcer sur les circonstances dans lesquelles les choses se sont passées.
L'Union européenne, et notamment d'abord la Commission, a essayé de mettre en place un dialogue politique intertchadien, de faciliter, parce que c'est le dialogue des Tchadiens. Donc depuis le mois de novembre 2006, on a été facilitateur pour ce dialogue avec la principale force de l'opposition, que j'ai vu que vous alliez les rencontrer, je crois, la CPDC, avec la mouvance présidentielle. Ceux qui ne prennent pas les armes. On a initié un dialogue, c'est le dialogue des Tchadiens qui s'est conclu par l'accord politique du 13 août 2007.
The CPDC, the Coordination of Political Parties for the Defence of the Constitution, are the main opposition group within the National Assembly.
Depuis plusieurs années, nous avons connu des élections qui n'intéressent plus les Tchadiens. Nous avons connu des modifications de constitution. Nous avons changé beaucoup de textes, nous avons changé des lois, toujours pour donner plus de pouvoir au gouvernement et moins de liberté aux citoyens, moins de liberté à l'opposition.
On a joint le problème interne du Tchad avec le problème de Darfour. Eh bien, nous pensons qu'on doit séparer les deux problèmes. Nous avons notre propre problème, parce que j'ai dit ça fait 40 ans, et le problème de Darfour qui est venu se greffer pendant 5-6 ans. Nous pensons qu'il faut résoudre le problème du Tchad. Il faudrait un dialogue inter-tchadien.
Children waiting for the day they feel good. Happy birthday, happy birthday.
The solution in Chad has to come from within by means of a real and comprehensive inter-Chadian dialogue. U4 may certainly be of help in the coming year in the establishment of a safe and secure environment in this region, but it can only really address the consequences of Chad's humanitarian crisis. People are tired of war. They want change. They want compromise. They want to bring an end to this conflict once and for all.
And I find it kind of funny, I find it kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying.